Acts chapter 13. This is God's recorded history about David's life. In verse number 22, Acts 13:22, it says, "And when he," that's God, "had removed him that would be King Saul, he raised up unto them David to be their king." I want you to see something here. When did God raise David up to be king? According to the context of the verse. When did God raise David up to be king? After what? After he removed Saul. When did God begin preparing David to be king? A long time before that. Let me tell you what's going to happen if you don't learn to lead your own life and develop character. By the time there is an opportunity, it'll be too late to prepare for it. It's already gone. It's already gone. So, while Eliab, Abinadab, Shammah, whatever it is they're doing with their life in their free time, you know what they're not doing? Developing faith in God. They are not finding the literal heart of God and allowing their love and their motivation to please Him to control them in their lives and to make them the kind of person that God made David. So when the opportunity arose, and they would have all loved to have been heroes, every single crooked, fleshly person wants to be a hero. The problem is, God's really not interested in making heroes, but He does want to use somebody for His honor and glory. But when a lot of people have the opportunity for that, it's too late to prepare. It's too late. And now I'm no doubt about, life is a learning experience, and we're going to have our decisions, and we're going to sin. We don't have to, but we might. If we do, God is gracious. There's forgiveness. There's moving forward. There's times you'll make a decision. Won't necessarily be a known sin. You weren't exactly sure maybe that it was God's will, or you thought it was, felt it was, find out it wasn't. Those types of things, you'll learn how to navigate through those. God will help you. He'll give you wisdom. He'll teach us. We're going to learn. We're going to grow. There's no doubt about that. But these things don't happen in short bursts. This is a consistency of character. This is doing the right thing over and over and over again. Whether nobody notices, whether nobody else is doing it, doesn't make a difference. People who really please God with their lives do consistently what other people only do sporadically. You know what I mean? Some people just all once in a while, they get revived, they get excited, and they're going to memorize a verse or read a chapter a day, and it goes on for a day or two or three or maybe a week, and they're going to get excited, and they're going to do something for the Lord, and then what's going to happen, because they don't have they have lack of character in their own life, they don't know what it's like to be consistent, they've not learned to manage their own emotions and their own flesh, by the help of God, by the way, right? And they're always up and down, up and down, up and down. See, the person that pleases God and is able to grow and to learn and to really do those things in the long run that please Him does consistently every day those things that most everybody else does just sporadically. To get up. I wonder if some of you young people, I know you know this, and you would be able to identify with this immediately. For some others, just for to help them. Do you know what it might do to your life to set your alarm a half an hour earlier tomorrow than you need to get up? And when it goes up, when your alarm goes off, to roll over, turn it off, just get up, go out maybe somewhere in the house. You can be right there where you're at. It's not the position, to sit down and just have some prayer. Talk to the Lord. Talk to Him about the day you're about to have. Thank Him for some things. Spend some time with Him on purpose. People that please the Lord do that all the time, not just every once in a while. These are, sometimes we could build a list of things you shouldn't do, right? And those things are, it's miles long. It maybe not so much the things that we're doing that we shouldn't do are maybe our biggest issue. Is that we're not doing the things that we should do. Because if we were doing the things that we should do, we'd have the power to overcome the things that we should. It's that lack of consistency. And when God says this about David, Acts chapter 13, verse 22, when He had removed him, He raised up unto him David to be their king, to whom also He gave testimony. So this is God giving a testimony of David. What you know about God, what you know about Him, would help you maybe understand the depth of what he's about to say. I have found a man, he says. I have found a son of Jesse, a man after mine own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. Do you realize he didn't say, like, in like this one day, David just shined. He just shined. He had a great prayer life. He's real giving. Like he had instead of eating a whole bag of donuts, he ate 9 of them and gave the last one to his little brother because he was being gracious that day. God says God gave testimony. Testimony is something that's ongoing. Testimony is something that is not just a here and a there. It is consistency. And this is where the Christian life needs to be. And as young as you can get it there. It's not so much doing the service, the things, it's doing literal service to the Lord. This would be things that God would notice as far as prayer and dependency upon Him. Praying about things, you know. I mean, and there's no prayer that God is not concerned about. If it concerns you, it concerns Him. I can guarantee you that. And many things that don't concern us still concern Him. There's no doubt. But to be praying about things, being thankful, the humility, the kindness, these types of the things, the kind of things that His Spirit will make us if we will give Him the time to do it. So that He will build the kind of testimony in us that He can use for His honor and glory. Instead of the kind of testimony or reputation that's built in us that the devil just uses and just continues to destroy lives with. And so there's something about the life of this young man that bore some consistency in his spiritual life and some discipline, some things that he on purpose would do. And so it's so important. I think part of our issue is we're being raised by a liberal America in a lot of ways, in the fact that we're always going by rights, you know. People are so pushy today, even Christian people, right? Pushy, just demanding, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and humility, you don't necessarily have to get walked over to be humble, but man, it is definitely a state of heart. But hey, this is what's owed to me. This is what's owed to me. God, if he judged us by rights, boy, we'd be in big trouble, right? It's responsibility. We should live our life by responsibility, not what we can get away with or what we can do, but what we should do. Because a lot of things that you're allowed to do today that aren't right, that God would not be pleased with. There's a lot of things other people do that become acceptable. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, raising children, I enjoyed it. If I did it again, there's some things I would do different. Obviously, I've learned some things since then, but I enjoyed it. And discipline wasn't a bad thing. It's just structure these types of things, and the kids will do what they want with it. I do believe that it's profitable in every area to be consistent. But man, I mean, it's not uncommon today to see children hollering at their parents and stuff. Man, and the kids look at that, they think it's acceptable. It's not acceptable. These types of things, a lot of activity, just so much going on that's become acceptable. And in so many ways, that standard keeps coming down. And at some point, you have to really, as far as what your own life is, well, it might be acceptable. It may be acceptable to every other group, and acceptable to government, to schools, maybe home, church, who knows. But what's acceptable to God, and what is your responsibility to Him? That's what David had, that Saul didn't have, Jonathan didn't have it. Now, I'm not saying they didn't have some good characters about them. A lot of these men had some really good things about them. I mean, but on a consistent and a continual basis, David had a heart for the Lord, and he didn't need other people to tell him to do right. He made the choice to do it on his own. Is that understandable? I mean, do we understand that? How important is it? I think it could not be underestimated. You couldn't overestimate the importance of that, because you're the only one. You're the only one. You are the only one that can put you in a position to please the Lord or displease Him. There's no power. If you are a child of God, there's no power. There is no power that the devil could muster up to make you sin. You literally would have to yield to it. You would literally have to yield to it.